I
Well,
don't know.
Yeah, when you start to think about this, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. Which is worse, do you think? The Displacer Beast or owning a Displacer Beast and never knowing where the carpet bomb is that you're about to step in? You can smell it, but it's never where you think it is.
So what's really funny about that thought process is that Displacer Beast and Blake Dogs are the same sides of the same coin, and they exist simultaneously in the ethereal plane and the material plane, which is the ethereal plane is literally just like off like a little bit away from the material plane, which is why people in the ethereal plane can interact with the material plane directly. So they could both simultaneously poop in the material and the ethereal plane, and therefore you will always have shit on your feet in the ethereal plane because you can't clean it because you can't interact with it, but it does interact with you.
Did we just find in like infinite energy where there's just the loop of shit processing itself in and out of the ethereal and the prime material planes going in a loop horribly? And if you just built an oscillator around, it's like, yes, somewhere there's a goblin artificer who has built a poop-powered dynamo engine out of Displacer Beast shit. Yeah.
A wizard will find a way. A wizard will find a way. They'll do it.
Infinite shit.
Sorry,
we literally just figured out how to have infinite energy with Goblin Engineering using Displacer Beast shit. Yep.
Wait, why am I a sticker? What?
There's a little sticker on his forehead.
Can't believe.
Why did my reactive not work? What the fuck?
Did you reset it?
I shouldn't have, but it might have done it itself.
Maybe. Hello, Max the Hedgehog. I like your username. I'm a big fan of Sonic myself. No, the goal isn't maxed out.
I mean, would you like it to be?
You gotta...
There we go.
You gotta get the green there because we're raising my HP, you see. And your HP, of course. Do I have voice mod on? No?
You do have an echo.
Oh,
not
wait.
on Discord.
I don't know. Hold on, I have to look at my XLR because the baby likes running across my XLR, and I've learned misuse pain.
Oh, voice mod's still up.
Okay.
Better? Is it better, guys?
Yep.
Perfect. Hello, chat. So as you guys know, I have been taking it a bit easy recovering from my eye surgery. It's been going pretty well. I have just been making extra sure that I don't fuck with it. Some days my light sensitivity is better than others. Jaron, 38 months! Hi, how you doing? Speaking of, I'm putting in my eye drops. The ones that actually hurt, mind you. My headphones.
Yes, bleach.
But yes, so I have been avoiding streaming, just as I didn't feel like I had to go on for longer than I needed to. Because I'm like that. The moment that I start streaming, I don't realize I focus too much on streaming and I don't see my own self and what I do. So, but I'm here today because I had a funny idea and I just have to see it through. For those of you who do not know about Goblin Cleanup, it's a great fucking game. You play as a goblin. You clean up a dungeon. I'm actually gonna just like show you guys what all you can, huh?
You played it on streamer.
Yeah, I did. I'm just recapping in case they don't know or that they didn't see that stream, and that's okay. So, oh, why do I have a horrible taste in my mouth? Wait, what the fuck?
We had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
You know, the eye drops are supposed to not go in that orifice. I'm just saying.
I think the scent of the eye drops is fucking with my mouth. Anyway. Yeah.
Well, they shouldn't be in your nose either.
No, it's the scent of...
Can't believe, Chrissy.
You know, we wanted to let you know you started this stream as an appeal for goblin godhood, but now it's just an intervention to stop you from huffing eye drops. That's really
honestly, what this is turning into is exactly like a day in the life of me being an evil overlord is, with a bunch of goblin servants really thinking that they know better than me.
Thinking?
Dark Mistress, your instructions were unclear. Somehow Glorple Snorp got his dick stuck in the toaster.
So, okay, I need to talk about what we can get if we manage to reach the goal, okay? So, to be clear, I'm not doing this as just me. I'm doing this as me and us. So, we will always negotiate on what is, like, put down, alright? Let me just put on a fucking...
That beats shall be put down.
Okay, hold on. Buster Claw, thank you so much for the 57 months, hon. How you doing? Am I... Oh, they're doing it. Oh, yeah. Window capture. Oh, God. It's covering me.
I'm just listening to my partner try to negotiate with the kitten inside, and it's pretty funny.
Oh, I understand that life so much. Oh god, wait, where'd I put it? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! Where'd it go? Where'd I put it? Day in the life of me being a disaster.
Christine no longer exists. This is our stream now.
I wish that wasn't the first time this has happened, but...
God damn it.
Goblin!
Where did I put it?
It's on the screen.
Shut up! God damn it, what the fuck? Now I can't even find it to delete it. Where did it go? Did he put it in a folder?
So, hey, Chad, how's it going? I'm
Yeah,
404.
I just
I used to stream
Control-Z?
here on Twitch. Now I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, I did. Oh, thank God. Okay, why didn't I just do that in the first place?
Oh.
Okay.
Because she's back. Run.
And welcome back to Miss Universe's stream, which clearly we weren't superning in any way.
Sure.
We would never commit a coup.
Of course not. Okay, alright, let me
I mean,
shimmy this a bit.
When you say coup, do you mean abuse a cuckoo clock? Because I absolutely would yeet one of those.
I mean, I have seen a Tumblr sexy man kind of cuckoo clock before, and I'm kind of down for it.
Actually,
Okay.
that's a question. Is the bird from the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs commercials a Tumblr sexy man?
No,
For some reason, I feel like it would be.
no.
I'm pretty sure he's actually in recovery for some form of hard addiction when you look
It's-
at the way he behaves.
The cuckoo is not. However, Tony the Tiger is.
Oh, of course it is.
Okay, Tony the Tiger, though, is canonically gay and a top and a daddy.
I mean, yes.
Come on,
Did
you
you
know how
see
this
the
is like,
streams
Tony,
for it?
say it for me.
For Tony the
You're
Tiger?
great!
Oh, right. I was doing something. Okay, so this is the Godblin tier. And here is the first thing you get. You get to name a dungeon lord. Obviously, we'll name it, like, whatever the fuck they let me get away with. If I can do literally deadass just Miss Universe, I will. But if not, I've got, like, Christy Universe or Christine Universe. Even though my name is Cristiano, but either way, we can finagle. We can figure it out. Miss Universe, the Star Seeker, or something to avoid copyright, who knows. Anyway, I get a unique God Goblin outfit, which will be fun, because imagine community nights, because it's not just 4 players, bear in mind. So, we literally could have a community night where we all just fucking do this. just play through the level. Like, even just play through the stages that are under my specific dungeon lord. Just do so much nonsense. Like, just imagine we get a boss room in-game statue, which, to my knowledge, doesn't have to just be one person. So I literally could, like, put, like, a couple other things in there. I could do Krazul, or I can make it this community, which I think would be a little bit funnier. But yeah, we can get a special boss room statue, which apparently these boss room statues actually have lore significance. So we can
I mean, just send them this model.
invade the lore of the game. Imagine being the final boss of the game. I mean, if they let me, I'm gonna try and see if I can convince them to make it like a monster lovers dungeon. Where either people successfully or fail to successfully, like, romance people. There's plushies, which, honestly, I'm not really, like, super interested in the plushies or the figurines. So what I'm probably gonna do is I will do a, I forget what it's called, a lottery for people in my community to get one of these. So, like, if for instance you got like a lower tier, but you really wanted the plushie, well, congratulations, you can get in on that. Name in the credits. Probably I'll do like Miss Universe and her Starlings or things like that, or Miss Universe and the Swarm.
Oh, I saw maid outfit.
Yeah, there's a custom made outfit. It's all a bunch of goblin maids cleaning up a dungeon, so it's great.
Yes,
Yo.
Mother Spider and the Cloaca Sniffers.
Oh god, I think you also get a like custom message that you can put in the dungeon. So like we could put in like a funny fucking message on the walls together. Ideally, it would be in the same dungeon. I might be able to negotiate, I'm not sure. But that is the goal for today. Or I guess until the, either the limited 5x5 slots is up, because there's only 5 of them are up, or until the Kickstarter is over. Which is in 29 days? But like, even if you don't want to get in on my silly shenanigans and my bit, please support the game. It looks really good. It looks really good. We'll watch the demo for it.
Now that a cat is attacking the shit out of that stick.
It's not a stick. This is my rondelle from Hema.
Yo.
So my cat likes attacking my knife. So basically, she's trying to disarm my knife from me. And since she has extra thumbs, it's fun to watch.
I'm just gonna slide myself. Oops.
Slide to the right.
Yes, bunny kick. Very good, my protege. Go for the hand. Well done.
They chooses violence. No, we didn't gather 3k. That's the... We are at 0 currently. You can see the number in the middle.
We have no K.
We have no k.
No K, also pronounced nuke, depending on your dialect.
I'm just making the appeal. So why I think this is a super good idea. Yeah, it's the cleaning game. But yeah, if you... if we manage to reach $3,342, which is 3k in, I think it's euro? Yeah, euro. Then we can get the Godblin tier, and I will discuss with all of you how we're gonna get that, and how we're going to use every reward that you get for it. And again, there isn't like, because when we played it before, Wolf, it definitely let us have more than just 4 people, right? Because I remember like I don't even think there was a limit necessarily.
I don't remember there being a limit, but I don't know.
I mean, it could change once the game comes out, but honestly, I think it would be so fun to do a community night where we're just all cleaning up
You
the
okay, hon?
dungeon named after us. It'd be like a real
Cat.
simulation. Anyway, back to music.
Sorry about that.
Dun, dun.
Alright, close that now. You.
Kubin.
This is an AMA. So, if you guys do want to indulge the minds of, I suppose not even just me, you can ask away. If you guys want help like writing a character concept, I'm just doing one of those days here today. The things on my model are so good. Yeah, I know, I fucking love them. Instead of blood, it's all just different colored liquids and drinks. A suspicious potion. You want to play video games again? That feels like DLC. shockingly, it's not. That's a part of like the base game, apparently. Ignore the little hearts floating in the bottom. Yeah. Don't worry about it, it's monster milk.
Which monsters did we milk for that? That's the question. And how?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it.
No, you don't gotta worry about it.
I do not know that I want the monstrous non-dairy creamer.
I mean, if you don't, I will.
I know you will. That's not even a question. This is like that old commercial. Hey, Mikey will eat anything.
Yeah. An old school lover. Fuck yeah. There's a different variety of monster milks. Oh, goodness. The kind you get is based on personal preference. If you can get your hands on a good goblin avatar. Oh, there's a lot of really good goblin avatars. It's just that most of them cost money. But there's some pretty good ones that you can get from like rips from games.
I think there's going to be a Goblet Renaissance with the.
Oh
the
god,
game
yeah,
issue
no,
fully
there's gonna
comes
be
out.
like, just imagine like how many people just like making goblin avatars, just adding Lindy's like mop and like broom stuff on it, and just like just cleaning things.
Perfection.
Perfection.
Perfecto.
D.
Killer shot, thank you for the 15. Again, I'm still not sure why it's doing default shit. I got customs. Yo, the first 25 buckaroonies. Thank you, pirate. Wait, that's you. 404. Thank you.
Then no. Prove it. Look, I don't exist. I don't exist on Twitch anymore. I'm over in that other place without the Bezos bucks.
It's true.
Hell. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I was going to say that's the
kidding.
only place you can escape him, but I'm pretty sure the dude couldn't make his way into heaven even if he tried. to
He'll
pay
get
for
there.
it.
He'll get there eventually if he dies.
Well, you know, of my
Once he's done
options,
drinking the
it
blood
was,
of orphans, perhaps.
you know, it was like Bezos bucks, kind of immoral. YouTube, slightly less immoral, or all the other streaming platforms where they keep the pedophiles and the, you know, criminals.
Hydrate, all right.
Reminds me of
Hydrate,
that
don't
point.
hydrate.
Someone apparently just like, I'm sure you've all probably seen this tweet going around, but somebody bumped into Gabe Newell and like took a selfie with him, and he was like, "Oh my god, the gaming's not going to be the same when he dies." And then he retweeted the tweet going, "I plan to live forever."
Let's face it, we are currently in a liminal state. It's a fight between Gabe Newell and George R.R. Martin as to whether or not the next Game of Thrones book will come out or the next Half-Life game will come out. And they're in a stalemate. It's kind of like just a
Actually,
standoff staring at one another.
I would
have
argue that
infinitely
the
more
Half-Life
faith.
3 is closer.
Yeah,
You-
they're actually working on it for once.
Yeah.
I mean, in
Because
theory,
they needed to get the
you
new
know,
engine. Because
In
they
theory,
always
George
wait.
is right too. That's what I'm saying. There's a standoff there.
No, the next Game of Thrones
Yeah.
TV show won't take long. Let's be honest, they don't spend much time writing it.
TV shows don't count. No.
Also,
No.
Battery,
books
thank you for the
and
22 months. I don't know how I missed that. How you doing, hon?
Morgan.
Morgan.
Honestly, I think the odds of us getting the next Game of Thrones, next Wheel of Time, I'm having a stroke.
Oh,
Song of
wow.
Ice and
No
Fire
more
book.
Wheel of Time. Don't you
There's
do
no-
that to us. You take that shit back.
Is there 0% chance of that?
It's
No,
0%
there isn't,
unless
because
someone
if there's
does
anything
something
we've learned, it's that
truly
sometimes
immoral.
people's kids write books for their parent series.
Yeah, no. But no, I was trying to say, the chances of the next Song of Ice and Fire book coming out versus the next Half-Life is probably about the same. But if you include A Song of Ice and Fire actually getting finished, then that's dramatically lower. Because I think allegedly, like, he finally gave a percentage, and he said that the next book is about like 75%-ish. But
He's gonna go into editing hell.
Someone else is gonna have to like finish that series for him. That's what's it's gonna wind up like some of Terry Pratchett's books.
yeah, I mean, or he could just like sit and finish it. To be honest, he's already got like he's down to the last 2, and it took him
One
like
of my-
4 years to write the first 3.
One of my favorite discussions I've ever seen with George R. R. Martin is when him and Stephen King had a discussion together, and it was like watching this person be like, "How do you do this?" Because he kept asking Stephen King, like, "How do you write so many books?" It's like I could barely get a page down.
You know the
Meanwhile,
answer
looks
to that
over
for
at
a long
Brandon
time was
Sanderson.
cocaine. Like
Yeah.
literally, it was the answer for Stephen King for a long time was cocaine.
Yep.
He acknowledges that the answer for a long time was cocaine.
Oh god. Also, that's
Yeah.
100 stream streak. That's fucking awesome, Tundra. Rather Tundra. Fucking sick. Awesome.
Also, where am I at on this? Because I haven't actually done this in a hot minute. Hold on.
Shakinma said that you had an idea for a goblin merchant who, all intents and purposes, is just a solid merchant with good wares, but the catch is that throughout the transaction, she's semi-subtly trying to trick you into letting her stab you with a knife. Oh, I know that Reddit post.
Yeah, you also talked about this character before. You talked
Oh,
about this
that's where
character
I
all
heard
the
it
time.
before. It wasn't that I saw it on like a Reddit meme. It was like, yeah, no, you told me
Shock's
about
been
this. You told me
Shock's
about
been
this.
talking about this for years.
That's
yeah,
why
Shock's been talking about this
it's
character
so
for years.
vivid in my mind that like my brain was like, oh, I must have seen it on like one of those fucking like YouTube Shorts binges that I do every once in a while.
Yeah.
Hi, you little bitey fiend. You get to go in your tree now. Go to Sky Jail.
My favorite one is Werewolf in Lore and Legends. Nice face!
God, there's so many books I need to read. I have like a backlog of like authors and series that I've just been writing, like in my notes, just like I need to read this eventually. I need to read this eventually.
It got worse for me when I really got deep into Royal Road, and now I have just a library of free books that update constantly.
Oh God.
Some of them are pretty good too. I've been pretty happy with that.
Oh yeah, you've talked about it enough times for it to be vivid in my brain. It's not a bad
They got
thing,
the
mind you.
goblin brain fever.
You need to take the brain out and put it in the freezer to cool it.
Blah. Sliver of goblin green among the hobgoblin red.
Listen, everyone knows the goblins who dye their armor red are wimps. They need to dye their armor green. Green for goblin.
But yes, as this is an AMA, and I will be doing like active like workshop help. Like if you guys are like running into a rut for a roleplay character, I will happily help you along this stream.
Oh, are we preferring sage wisdom and advice?
Yes, I would not want to steer people astray.
Fair. Okay, good. I will actually provide sage wisdom and advice then.
If you're going to be funny, at least announce in advance. Just so that you guys know, this is a joke, or like that afterwards.
It's
I would
okay.
frame it in like, I expect none of you to ever do something like the following.
It's okay. I'm never funny. I don't need to announce it.
I'm poking you. I'm poking you.
Oh God, no.
I'm poking
Oh
you.
God. Oh, my head came in.
Squeaky.
See, I feel like I would need to have some sort of metallic thing just to go like bong, bong, bong whenever I get poked here.
It's just like touching like a plastic toy.
It's just like, it's a metal appliance. I have to like go get like a dish and get bonk, 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 bonk. Stop poking my sheet metal. Cease this.
Universal spider woman, yes.
One might dare say, Madam Web.
That's a fucking god.
I know. I really only said that just to watch Wolf cringe inside. It was worth it.
It's a good, like, actually a good character, right? But then they like just kind of like dropped it.
It was a good concept that they did very badly with.
Oh, unfortunate. Because I know that Madam Web has like existed before the movie. Obviously, it's just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does. Fun fact:
don't know.
in the animated TV show where Madam Web is a lot more prominent outside of the comics, she's voiced by Stanley's wife.
It's cool.
I didn't know that
Interesting.
actually. That's cool.
Mad Lad made his own waifu. I'm here for it though.
Wow.
Having a lot of fun with a villain you recently designed for a Lancer campaign? Fuck yeah. Venom is your favorite Spider-Man villain? Ooh. Yo! Chaos! 13.27 for the Goblin Maids. Thank you so much. Your donation will be put towards a good cause. Our cause specifically. We need to repair the bathroom.
I mean, we're putting this in for frilly French outfits for goblins, which means I hope we get to see some goblin husbandos and frilly French outfits. I want Canopen goblins. I want Canopen goblins. That's what I want.
There's male goblins.
And they're in frilly French outfits?
Yes.
Let me see.
I think so. There might be other outfits that might have countered the way.
If I could have Canopen goblin boys, then I'm here for it. I'm ready.
So you know, like those like long flaps of cloth for the front and back.
Panel skirts?
Kind of what they got going on.
Yeah, you know what? That works. It's easy access.
It's also got somewhat of like a it's a okay. I wish I could have a description for this. It's sussy in the best way possible for like how they are like. I'll show you on stream. So this is what they got for the male goblins. It's got kind of like this like sort of like soft corset thing going on that's just accentuates the male bust. They know what they're doing.
Yes, I'm here for it. I wish we didn't have the pants with the panel skirts, so we could have some thigh lights and like the slop boots. That'd be thigh lights, people.
We have some like absolute territory on the guys as well.
We need thigh lights. Yeah, this is why I'm making a Lance Connect outfit, so I can have one slutty leg out and have my thigh tattoos on display.
Careful, can't say the S word.
One tart like, slattern like.
Yes.
Lady of the Night.
Lady of negotiable affection for part-time contracting. Gentleman of negotiable affection for part-time contracting at that point, you know. Wait a minute, if we can't say the S word, are we allowed to say a certain Italian G word for people of the more masculine persuasion? There was a song about it.
Okay.
Gigolo.
No. That's the male prostitute.
You can say the word prostitute. You just can't say SL, etc.
Got it. Understood. I wish to be a vibrantly dressed prostitute.
Let's go. A human Horus cultist who's partnered with an unshackled NHP and has infiltrated the party with a Balor disguised as Sagarmetha. Oh boy. Cuddles for commission. I actually kind of fucking love that as a concept, though.
That just reminds me of all those free hugs t-shirts at conventions back in the early 2000s, man.
No, make
I'm
people
having
pay.
flashbacks. Someone's gonna glomp me for Pocky, man. You weren't there.
I was, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but I was young. And I didn't understand that glomps weren't a thing you're supposed to do in America. How was TwitchCon? It was actually really great. I was able to see a lot of my old friends like namely May, Renegade J, Mary, Kryken, Lulu, Silent, Shan. And I got to see Wolf for the first time, and that was awesome. I got to see
Wait, you mean I saw Wolf before you did?
Huh?
I met Wolf before you did in person?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, Wolf, settle this debate. Who took you out for a better dinner?
I don't think that's up for debate. I know what you put him up for. I had to give you an entire scheme that I wrote myself.
To be fair, it was more of a scheme in the sense of like, you warned me that if I gave options, there would be a default one that would be picked. And I went, very well, no choice will be given.
Yeah, I know. Well, still.
What we're saying here, chat, is I made Wolf eat copious amounts of meat. Copious.
This is true.
Yeah, it's good meat.
Took me to a very expensive restaurant.
Moderately expensive. Not very expensive, but moderately expensive.
Oh my god.
Benefits of having adult money. You can fuck around.
Yeah. There's something that Carter has been saying to me recently whenever we go out and like I actually indulge in a drink for once. And he just keeps saying, well, honey, at least you're a cheap date. And I'm like, thank you, dear.
Are you entering your sophisticated debutante cocktail phase?
Not really. And even if I was, I could only handle taking a singular sip. And at that point, I can't really stand.
Oh, look, a strawberry.
Look, a strawberry. Yes. It's especially because, like, there was Carter took me out to a restaurant that had like a boozy milkshake, and it didn't taste like alcohol. That was a mistake. I drank it all.
Did you have a mudslide?
What's a mudslide?
Basically a boozy milkshake.
I love mudslides.
It's basically a chocolatey boozy milkshake that looks like it's full of
chocolate,
delicious Hershey nonsense.
but-
Yeah.
It tastes like Hershey Nutella type of milkshake, but it's like really good.
You think you can have 2 or 3 of them? That is a mistake.
No. I mean, I probably should have stopped after a single sip. Because, like, the problem is that I'm not even, like, filling my mouth all the way when I'm taking sips. It's like little baby, like...
Someone clip that right there so we can have that particular soundbite for later.
Huh? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm not filling my mouth all the way. I just want to have that soundbite so that way we can have that for use later.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm always
working the angles,
miss you.
I mean,
You've forgotten the old ways.
Oh, I hadn't forgotten nothing. It's just that I didn't think that you would go out of your way to call my entire community small.
Well, you know, if they're all going at once, I mean, they are goblins after all. They work in teams. I understand this.
You know, people say glitzy goblin, but instead it's goblin glizzy.
I really hate the fact that I have to deal with the Philadelphia-isms that have now spread to the rest of you all, and it's a special kind of hell.
Now you want
It's a special kind of hell.
I mean, I'm gonna be for real. I've been having like Wendy's a little bit more recently, and the chocolate frosties
Wendy's
ain't
great.
it. The vanilla ones are, and also like, especially when they have a seasonal flavor, particularly the like triple berry one. Oh,
that is good.
it is.
Yeah.
I love
But
it.
now we are in the era of pumpkin spice everything, and
I
I'm
don't
living my
want
best
it.
life. I'm living my best life. I'm being a basic bitch. I'm gonna get me some Uggs. They're gonna be man Uggs. I'm gonna call them mugs, and I'm just gonna order all the pumpkin spice.
I'm glad that you like it. I found that I only like pumpkin flavored things if it's in baked goods. I don't like drinking pumpkin flavor.
Which is fair. There's only one pumpkin beer I like now, and that was Southern Tier makes a great pumpkin beer called Pumpkin. But now they did an upgraded version which has caramel in it. So it's caramel and pumpkin. And I'm going, oh, it's everything I like to put in my face. Let's go.
God. I used to love pumpkin bread, but then like
Oh god damn it, they clipped it. Thanks to you.
you know that thing that sometimes happens where like grandparents will find out that you like a thing, specifically like a grandma, and then they'll just make that for like constantly for months.
Oh, it's locked
until you
in,
just end
yeah.
up hating it.
You
That
and
happened with
then you
pumpkin
leave
bread.
home and it's the first thing that you crave.
Yeah, it was pumpkin bread. Oh, so much pumpkin bread.
I actually like broke down Craig because I tried a free sample at one of my local stores of like this like pumpkin bread that they had, and it tasted just like my mom's, and I just literally started weeping. Carter can attest. He's like, "Wow, you care about it that much?" I was like, "It's my mom."
No lie though, I spent the better part of 16 years figuring out how to get the potatoes with a leg of lamb exactly the way my grandmother did it, and I finally did it. It's like that. Where you have like, I must unlock the old knowledge. I must get it right.
My most requested thing from my parents every single year is always their cookbook.
So, actual real talk. I think what I want to do, because I cook all the time, I want to get one of those giant, like, fuck off giant tomes that you see at the Ren Fair you can write in that no one ever buys, but you always look at. And I want to take like a calligraphy course so I can start transcribing all of my favorite recipes into it.
Oh my god.
So there will be this giant arcane artifact of everything I like to cook.
It's time to consult the culinary scroll.
I want this to look like there's someone coming over to this thing, like some 40k priest, like waving incense over it. We must find the muffin recipe.
The Book of Grudges.
To be fair, it's only the Book of Grudges when it's recipes that I won't share with people I don't like.
The book of I'm pissed at everybody, so I just need to have some like comfort food.
Like the happy accidents we discovered cooking wise, like I think my favorite one was we were making chocolate chip cookies and we realized we didn't have all the right stuff. So we decided, well, we've got some of the walnuts. What if we put dried cherries in with the chocolate chip cookies and walnuts? As it turns out, dried cherries and chocolate chip cookies are the fucking shit.
Yeah.
God.
Okay,
Also-
I need to paint a picture for you. So, you know how the sort of 90s Junko jeans came back, the really wide leg jeans?
Yeah.
So my partner got the really super wide leg jeans and they look awesome in them. I kind of have to stare a whole lot. The cat, however, has discovered this is a giant tube they can run up the inside of.
Oh no.
And I'm watching this negotiated battle go on. And okay, yeah, we've moved on to the next phase where they get the fishing pole toy with the worm on a string for it. Basically, Jerry gets tortured every night in our home. So
As a
Poor
should be.
Jerry.
yeah, Arden's trying to grade homework for their class, and this cat is like, nope, I will assault the tube.
I understand so hard. Like I have changed the way that I dress for my cats because like
Right?
because some of it is because I want to coax them to be on my lap more, and they love it when I wear like certain kinds of pajamas. The other is I know that if I wear certain types of textures, my cats will try to climb up my pants, and it's like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I basically have now become I wear crew socks permanently person because someone keeps assaulting my feet.
Yeah.
My cat has a foot fetish. That's what it is.
Lemon used to attack my feet all the time, and then he stopped, and now I kind of miss it. I miss like his like baby teething stage where he would just always chew on me. It was so cute because he had like really good play teeth. He wouldn't even like chew hard. He'd just like basically like just playfully like scrape his teeth on you. It was so good.
She starts that way, and then the calico comes out, and the crazy eyes happen, and the head goes back like fucking Nosferatu, and you watch her jaw unhinge, and I'm like, thank God you still have little teeth. But yeah, like she also she'll run up and basically attack my foot like it's a water buffalo, and then sits on it. I'm like, are you just putting your butthole on my foot to say you won? Is that victory condition? Is asshole on foot? And like, the worst part is then your thought goes like, do I need to like strip naked and just squat on you to shut your ass up one day? Is this how I have to assert dominance over you, kitten? And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
No.
ad just ended and someone came back to that. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
You are
No
the
one
out
will
of
ever-
context.
What was all that?
Venomous.
You'll never know. You'll never know.
God, every time we get around to like the Halloween season, Christy, you and Ribbon have ruined me. I
Mhm.
can't see or hear the word pumpkin without like instead. I even just did it there on accident. I always instinctively try to go pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Even when I'm speaking in
Oogie,
normal
oogie,
conversation, I can't.
pumpkin.
I have to like focus to say it right.
The brain rot has taken you.
It's fucking year 1A shit. It's pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Oh.
No! Chaos! Thank you for gifting us up to shock! Thank you! Your ever constant battle against the ads has always been appreciated, Chaos.
Death to the admongers. Blarg. God,
Oh.
YouTube ads have gotten insane recently.
They've gotten it's really interesting how bad they've gotten and how interesting the cat and mouse game between ad blockers and YouTube has become.
Oh yeah.
Not
No.
that we would ever use such a thing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, no.
Of course.
Did you see their newest invention on YouTube?
No.
When you press pause, they have on-screen ads on either side of the play button.
I mean, at least it's.
That's not in place of the pre-rolled ads, by the way. That's the
Well,
addition.
now I hate it!
Yeah. Though to be fair, I'm pretty sure every other video site in the world has had that for the last like 10 years. YouTube was just really slow to adopt it because they knew people would hate it.
Halloween is my favorite time of year.
Halloween's up there. Halloween's
It's-
pretty damn good.
For me, it was the only time of year in which I could basically indulge in cosplay culture without people looking at me weird about it.
I'm
And
just
also, I
very
love spooky
immune.
things.
Being in the orbit of New York, yeah. I think my weirdometer is a little bit. It's not calibrated for the rest of Middle America.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah,
you go to Times Square and you see like 12 different versions of cracked out Elmo, like trying to get money on the side of the street.
Well, wait, that's modern
They're
Times Square.
aggressive.
If you go back of like not even a little over a decade was when you could go there and hang out with the naked cowboy. It was great.
Now they have the monks dudes that try to scam you as well.
Oh, they've been there forever. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me. They walked up to me when I was walking through there.
I like Christmas, but not for the reasons that, like, how do I put this? I don't like Christmas. I like being able to see my family.
I like all the cozy things that go along with the season, not necessarily the holiday itself.
Yeah.
I hate the cold because I have to turn my heater on and my space heater dries out in my room, and then my whole ass forehead like peels off every night because it's so fucking dry.
Get a moisturizer. Also, winter is the best because I'm in VR all the fucking time. I cannot
True.
stand hot weather because it means that I'm gonna be in a swamp when I get in that headset.
The
Swamp,
counterpoint
you
to
say?
this. The counterpoint to this is I think summer is the best because I could spend most of my time naked on a beach.
This is fair.
Yeah.
Also,
Winter naked on a
let's
beach,
go.
not so good. Unless we're somewhere tropical, but I don't live anywhere tropical.
I do
But
love
look,
fall.
if you get a bunch of Ford pickup trucks and you leave them running constantly, then eventually you can have warm summers on the beach too in the winter.
No, they're Fords. All you're going to have is a bunch of rust piles after about 6 hours, found on road dead, or fix or repair daily.
What if
I
we
hate
just
hot
like
weather so much, but this is gonna be your first winter with a VR headset, so you're excited to not get turbo swampy with using it. Yeah, no, it's gonna be insane, Shock. Like don't get me wrong, you're still not gonna wear any clothing, but you won't feel gross. Or at least you won't get as gross as quick. It's huge.
Yeah.
My only issue is I'm glad that my face isn't melting in winter in VR, but then my feet are freezing cold all winter in VR.
Also, I'm just glad you can actually get in VR now.
That too. Though it was really funny that like the week after I like they fixed that fucking bug.
Thank you for converting your primer to a tier 1!
Yippee! They fixed that bug, and then a week later, my pinky slipped into my fucking fan and got like chopped the shit up. So then I had to skip out another week.
It's
Thankfully, it was
fine.
a plastic fan. Otherwise, my finger would have been off because holy shit, it was on full power.
Can you imagine if it was a metal fan? Jesus.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah, if it was a metal fan, I would have lost like the third, like the end third of my pinky.
Well, hey, at least I'm glad you can actually you were able to show up as Bunny.
Yes.
Bunny has become a cryptid in MMR. Because not a lot
Everyone
of
has
people
like
have actually.
everyone has stories of Bunny, but then like half the people haven't seen Bunny.
Yeah, it's only like the like elder veteran people, like the department heads and the older people.
I mean, I do find it
I
very
like-
funny that there was like a bunch of people staring in horror when Bunny and Leaky had a conversation. And they went, "Of course, Leaky understands Bunny."
Exactly. Oh no. Yeah, it's completely accidental just because it's like the bug and how busy I got. But it is really funny that like there's now like a generation of MMR people who only know Bunny through like out of context snippets of stories from other people. It's that is gremlin cryptid energy, and I love it.
As it should be. Hey, Zenobia.
Hello, how you all doing?
Hi,
Hey,
Zanu!
Zed.
You're hidden underneath everybody. I have to find you.
They're in the pile.
Oh,
They
no.
crave the cuddles.
Yes. Much cuddles.
Where the fuck? Where are you?
I ate them.
He's not real.
Ah!
I'm spinning.
None of this is real,
Good
Chris.
luck.
You need to wake up. You need to wake up. The accident wasn't your fault.
What was that?
I said none of this is real. He's not real. It's you need to wake up. The accident wasn't your fault.
Yes, it was.
You know, considering the fact that I nearly got truck-cooned today, I'm going to take that one real personal.
You were about to be isekai, the world, the overlord genre is calling you.
God.
All that
I
means
just
is
don't
that there was
have
a
one
world
of
that
your
was about
fucking
to end.
talking blobs on this scene. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's a first.
What'd you say, 444?
I was just saying, like, no, all that means is that there was an isekai world that was about to end, because I'm like, nope, the things that are important to me are over here. I don't want to be over there. You're in my way.
That's an isekai plot I would watch. Speedrunning the apocalypse so I can get back to my cat.
Yeah, exactly. See, there you go. I'm going to write speedrunning the apocalypse so I can get back to my cat. I'm going to write it. Hold on, writing this down.
I'm gonna be honest, 404, with what we have plans for. That could technically happen.
In MMR or somewhere else.
No, in real life.
And the other thing that we're gonna be doing.
I don't know the other thing. I'm out of the loop, man. No one talks to me anymore.
What are you? I'm crossing my arms at you until you remember.
You're asking my ADHD ass, which worked 12 hours to remember something. Send me a DM. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Are you talking about the thing that I know about, or is it a
Yes.
different thing?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think I know about that.
Information.
It's public information. I can just say it. It's the whole game experiment.
The campaign that I'm running for you.
right. Yeah, you know what? I forgot about that because we haven't talked about it in so long. Now I remember. I remember now. I have my character back in my brain, but yeah.
How could you do this to me?
We didn't talk about it for 3 months.
Because you said you were busy.
Okay. There's
Classic-
a difference between
classic
I'm too busy to
campaign.
read a DM versus I'm too busy to sit down and play a game.
I didn't know that.
Miss you. I'm going to be offended. 404. I'm going to dismantle your offense with absolute fact and logic. Fuck.
I mean, I wasn't
Yeah,
actually. As if I have any fucking right.
I mean, you can always complain. I'm just going to go and nod politely and go, hey, chat, watch me clubber like a baby seal.
No! May, hi! GM note, forest character will receive 1 day of wildlife harassment.
Okay, hold on a moment. Let's put this in context. Whom I love with all my soul, who's a wonderful, wonderful human, and I just was back on like an old VR roleplay thing, like thanking them all after looking at the 410 pages of notes I left them. Spent so much time finding incidental ways to be like, oh, 404 is just off role-playing with themselves, having fun interacting with the game world we created. Let's just drop some shit on them and see what they do. That happened a lot, and I rolled with all of it because it's a good time. That's what role-playing is. You lean into whatever shenanigans happen. But yes.
Unironically, 404, I would have to have a powerful urge if I was a DM and you were a player in a world to not fuck with you. I would fuck with you constantly.
The reason, okay, you know what though? That's the thing. When you get players that love doing reactive roleplay and just leaning hard into everything, they love it when you do that because that means we have something to play off of and do more. So all you're doing at that point is feeding the energy. There's a reason why Christy and I always had such good energy in role plays because like we would throw one another lobs and just watch us whack it back and forth the whole time.
Yeah.
Like the whole political thing at that. Yeah. That was I think some of our best work, honestly, because we didn't plan shit all for that. That was all improv.
It just rolled off the cuff. It was so nice. I didn't
was
even know
so
you were
nice.
playing that role. It was literally building up to literally get into a meeting with you by just playing everyone in the room.
Meanwhile, I was
like,
casually murdering someone in the other room.
Yeah, Shock, that would have been nice, but
It would have been nice.
doesn't quite work out every time.
Wait, are you guys talking about the ball RP back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing wait, wasn't there a bit where everyone picked the same like models, and we're all like
That was
the same?
every episode of that.
Yeah, it was the same persona model. They were all like servants.
Yeah. I think that was mostly
Yeah.
because of budget constraints.
And time constraints.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
404 murdered a lot of people in character.
In character.
In character.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's my favorite thing to say that and just have a prolonged pause between that and in character.
Yep, look, you don't know. Look, let's look at this way. I clearly have means, as you've seen in person. I clearly have a lot of charisma. I have an unadulterated list of skills. If anyone was going to get away with something and everyone gets one, who's most likely?
Honestly, I think most people who've done LARP for more than 15 years could get away with at least one murder. You pick up a lot of weird skills.
No, I don't. I think LARPers are a terrible example because they have enough ego to think they could get away with it. They can't remove themselves from the equation.
Nice try, Wolf. I have my fingers moved, so that doesn't work.
I have enough
You know what
points.
I
it
can
doesn't
do?
matter.
I
Poke.
can. If I find you. The bit's starting to fade, but either way, I can pick you up and throw you.
Wow.
The redeem doesn't
hey,
work right
look.
now because I have the hand tracking thing on.
Christy, you discovered something though. Move Wolf again.
Huh? Okay.
If you move Wolf again, I think I found Xano's old broken talk sprite.
Oh my god, wait, no, that's not it. No, it's because I forgot to press spacebar.
There's just a little X there. Look at that tiny little X.
Oh my
There's
god.
actually
treasure
hilarious,
there.
Talk sprite.
I'm in the center. Oh, not anymore.
I'm gonna put you in the center.
I don't know. You've done it before.
Spin cycle.
No, that's my job.
Yes.
We're union. You stay the hell out of my job.
I miss Omega Slant's avatar where whenever they talk, they would just rotate.
That was so wild.
Oh, that was so good.
Didn't he like stick his avatar like right on top of mine once, so that way it
Yes.
looked like
I moved them to me inside of it. He just went. It was great.
One day we're going to have to explain all of this.
No.
No, it will happen. I fully intend to get to my point where I'm somewhere in assisted living in my advanced daughtery, and you know, someone's gonna be like, "What did you do?" Well, I used to hang out with this giant spider lady and all these other people, and and they're going to think I've completely lost my facilities, but I'll tell these amazing stories.
You're saying that as though we aren't gonna be fucking digitally uploaded like within like the next 30 years.
Oh God, I wouldn't want to do that.
I would.
I look forward to. I have this particular viewpoint that tattoos are beautiful because they fade and stories need to have a natural ending. I accept mine when it comes, unless it's that fucking truck trying to whip around traffic, in which case, fuck you.
Nah, old age is a scourge, it's a disease that I hope that we can cure.
I think the indignities of it are what I would like to see cured, but other than that, I just accept it for what it is.
Yeah, because like, especially if it just wasn't so like horrible.
Yeah. And we just made the chat heavy. Good job.
Welcome to my stream. That's how it goes.
It's like perky, major serious topic.
Existential dread. Comedy. Existential dread. Comedy.
Technically, it's not really existential. It's an inevitability, you know? So it's like,
Well,
hey.
that's why it's existential.
Is it really existential at that point?
Yes.
Why?
I know what you're doing, motherfucker. Stop baiting me. You're going into deeper
no. Our friendship has literally been based upon this so many ways. No.
I'm supposed to be helping people with roleplay questions, and all we've been doing is shenanigans.
To be fair, our shenanigans are actually providing them with fertile ground from which to grow characters and concepts. So,
an AMA is Ask Me Anything.
Also, you know for a fact, this is like 80% of the streams where you let us in here is like,
yeah,
today I'm going to play some Trails of Cold Steel.
Also, Dubro is
two dialogue boxes
we're
in.
just talking.
Dubro was, I think, trying to ask you if you were going to do any spooky month games.
Oh, right. Okay, so I know that Slay the Princess actually has a like super update coming out this month, but other than that, I have no idea what the heck is actually getting released. So
may I make a suggestion that I make every year? Alien Isolation
Fuck you.
puts it across the table. God damn.
Well,
Okay, there's a scary
games.
game. There's scary games, and there's just like, hi, we want you to have a heart attack and piss yourself games. And Alien Isolation crosses that line.
Play it in VR.
Fuck you.
Also,
If you want to see how quickly a VR headset can get launched into a fucking wall, sure, I'll play it in VR.
Dude, I am
No, thank you.
I'm so sad that they have not. I want that system to be used in other games that they use for
Phasmo
the
did get
Alien.
updates. Phasmo did get updates, and the updates are pretty nice. There's actually a what is it? A lighthouse map now, haunted lighthouse.
that's sick. I bought Phasmo like 2 years ago when it was the big thing because I was like, oh yeah, I'll play that with friends at some point. And then like as soon as I bought it, everyone stopped playing it. I was like, no.
They updated a lot. There's like a whole new chain of technologies to unlock. It's a completely different game now from what it was.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Do you think someone has made a mod for Alien Isolation where the alien is Freddy Fazbear instead?
Absolutely. There's a Freddy Fazbear mod for literally everything.
What if we had the Alien Isolation mod, but it was like all the really bad Skyrim mods, so it's like Brandy Macho Man Savage chasing you around?
Yo.
You're just walking through the Nostromo, you just hear in the corner, Macho Man coming at you.
Oh man. Or also, God, I'd love to do like
Hey Magna.
some just
Hello,
modded
darling.
nonsense.
Hello, Idol.
Wow.
My strategy for horror games is to just flirt with the monster or call them silly names. Long-term
I do
exposure
that
to that has
too.
really been immune to jump scares.
But the problem is, in any Alien Isolation, they learn from you, and the only comfort I get with horror games is that my pattern recognition is so high that I can eventually predict the monster and don't get scared anymore. Also, fine, dude, bro, I put that on there. I have a community goals section. And if the goal is completed, I will play Alien Isolation in VR. And I will hate every fucking second of it.
Oh god, that sounds terrible.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's a level of Aztec hell.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'm not totally sure that we'll get there, but...
Do you
the
plan for
horror
any of your
games-
characters to have interesting Halloween outfits? This goes to anyone to answer.
I would love to actually use the Halloween outfit that I had for Vev last year that I wasn't able to actually debut because I got sick. Or I think my power went out, something happened. And basically it was using an advanced system to have a bunch of mannequins that would move specifically when you looked away.
Oh, wow.
And she's basically puppeteering them like super high up on the ceiling, and I have it actually set up that you can like look up and you can like see her. Or she can alternatively be inside one of the mannequins, and she can like poke out the eye and like crawl out as a little tiny spider.
That's magnificent.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love.
I know I'm trying to finish up my upgrades because many of you have seen my troll outfit from Dragonfest.
Oh yeah. I love your Dragonfest costume so much.
So I gotta tell you, I bought a few hundred different types of teeth and bones and a whole lot of fake plants, and I'm making my troll covered in dead things and like rotting fake vegetation, so it looks more troll-like. So there's been a lot of time in the last few months been spent like basically staining and wax sealing all these water buffalo teeth and hog teeth.
Hog. Sorry.
Hog. Yeah, so that's like I'm trying to upgrade that because I want to see if I can get enough of it done for going to the Ren Fair this weekend as sort of a beta test of can I walk around in it all day, jingling and jangling with the clicking of all the bones and teeth. It's gonna be like ASMR, but with dead things.
That sounds pretty cool, not gonna lie. ASMR dead things.
Everyone else builds models for VR. 404 must do it in real life. I'm only exercising to wear this
I
shit.
would. That was like my childhood dream because I thought that was the only way that I was gonna get that.
Come to DF. Be a monster. Do horrible things to people. It's worth it.
I was very happy to be a monster that was specifically like want to romance somebody.
I mean, it's role playing. Go ahead, just get consent and go have fun.
Become my own monster fucking novel.
God.
I would. I fucking would.
Fucking would. I admit there was a cadre of us who were out there in the full kits being like, okay, we need to have a series of keywords so that way we know how to get one another out of monster fucker situations if we're not ready for that. We planned for it. They were used. We had ripcords for all of us to get us out of scenes so that way we could be like, no, it is time to kill people.
God. Also, Christy, I recently learned there is a mod for Alien Isolation that makes your mic an open mic where the alien can listen to you.
I'm aware, but that is not good
Wow.
for stream.
It's not, but it's terrifying.
It would be funny.
Can you imagine every alert going off and the aliens just having a field day?
I just
Essentially
said, no
lubing
way,
you up at that
I
point.
can actually port forward it to like my to my stream shit, so we can actually react to specific people can donate it hearing.
It would be
God.
great. I would
That's
love
like
a
playing
mod.
Noita with the Twitch stuff turned on. That's just suffering.
I know. I was gonna say I would love a mod that does Twitch integration, so you can literally have it like the VTuber where you throw shit, where just like you donate and it drops like a can or a glass of bottle and it just shatters at your feet. That'd be fucking awesome.
Oh.
100.
Point redeem of a Discord notification for aliens here.
Fucking 500 bits and it shoots a firework over your head and the alien just like homes in on you.
Wait, that
If
shit
you
would be
ever
pretty
wanted to make
funny.
a lot of money off of Twitch suffering, that's a way to do it.
Wait, it'd be pretty funny if you set the redeem notification as just random pickup lines at the xenomorphs because you're flirting with it.
That would be fucking funny, actually.
You don't have to send me to HR. I'll take your Geiger.
God.
I tried too hard with that one, I know, but I had to go for it.
Just like have you record just like 500 ones and we set it to randomly play one every time.
Oh God,
Great.
I would contribute to that, 100%. No doubt.
It was fun and interesting on how you explain MMR to people who ask a place where people can go to understand monsters socially and where monsters can be people of interest. Oh, and also to assist people romantically so they can do it without harm. Yeah!
Just say Monster Planned Parenthood.
Monster Planned Parenthood. Well, people have like a weird assumption with Planned Parenthood, even though it's like way more than just the one thing people associate it with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost my mind when I found out you could get a transgender care there.
Wait, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, you can get your hormones. Like they don't even have you do the normal stuff. It's just like the I forget what they call it, but they just trust you to be your own kind of representative with it and informed consent. Yeah, informed consent. So
Okay, so two things. One, that's fucking awesome, and I really love that. Two, I fucking wish there was somewhere I could do that for Adderall, because the number of hoops I have to go through these days
Dude, I'm
to get my
so
brain
upset.
drugs.
Like, man, do you have any idea how many times that I don't have my fucking medication, even though, like,
Yeah.
I call 3 days in advance? Like,
You-
saying,
wait,
like,
do you-
hey, guys, please.
Did you hear the number of phone calls I had to make until I gave up in New York? I called 42 pharmacies. 42. One of which was honest enough to tell me we haven't been able to get that since last Thanksgiving. And then in the Duane Reade, which it's a New York City Duane Reade, it's thousands of square feet. It's bigger than my apartment. They had the gall to tell me, oh no, we're a small pharmacy. We don't keep that in stock. Bitch, you are in a space larger than where I live.
My God.
But anyway, thankfully, Express Scripts has come through. So far, I basically am playing bingo for which state is going to send me my Adderall every month. It's great.
I
The
blame
reason for
esports.
that, Carrix, is because hormones aren't a technically addictive substance. Or to be more accurate, it's an addictive substance to people who don't have ADHD. Meaning...
Yeah, because
Like I
it is
just said, I blame
amphetamines. It's a
esports.
stimulant, so it's
Fucking-
actually a Schedule 1 item according to the United States because it can be
Esports-
abused.
Esports made it a trope, and then that became like the image of people who use Adderall because all the esports people were just doped up as shit.
To be fair, college students didn't help that situation either.
Yeah. So now it's way more regulated.
I mean, to be fair, Shock, probably the medicine that you had when you were a kid anyway probably wasn't what you actually needed. Because for some reason, back in the day, they didn't give you medicine to actually help with your, like, actual symptoms. It's just like, okay, here's some sleep medicine. And look at that, they're not talking because they're asleep. Wow.
Funny how that works out. Oh, good. The child is no longer annoying me, therefore the problem is gone.
Yeah, that's...
I just drink copious amounts of soda.
You know, basically their medical solution was, hey, what's the essential oil that goes and like really helps you calm down? And the medical science went chloroform.
God.
Once again, I will consistently reiterate, please, for the love of God, get your diagnoses. get
Yes.
yourself on a medication that works for you, because guys, you don't even understand how much it has actually changed my life. Like, it's night and day.
And if
Phase asked. Sorry. Phase asked a roleplay question. That was actually interesting.
How can I overcome nervousness of me having broken English when you conversate in RP? Here's my sincerest suggestion to you. Lean into it.
Agreed. I was about to say the same thing.
Because
Play
if
a character.
you have something that would ordinarily get you in the way for playing most character types, what you do is you play a character type that you know you can fucking sell, and sell well. So like if you, for instance, like played just like a little guy who only could speak in broken English, people are gonna fucking love you. Are you kidding me? They're just gonna say a little guy. He's like, hey, what's the wisdom of the day? Fight. They'll love you. They will love you. Just literally lean into it.
I would agree with lean into it hard.
I don't speak stupid common language. And then you like curse
Also-
at them in your native tongue.
I was gonna say, like, what you can also do is like be super eloquent in your native tongue, and then like, but what I and then have, so that way they hear you being incredibly eloquent in whatever it is you're saying, and then you have to explain it in this broken fashion. In which case, it proves two things. Number one, you are probably better educated than them. You speak two languages.
Yep.
Two, it also gives you the opportunity to really just sort of play around with the trope of being intentionally misunderstood. Of, did I say something offensive because it was broken English, or did they say something offensive because they're being a shit? So you can have a lot of fun with it, and it's just like really like, again, lean into it hard. There's a lot of great example. You know what the best example of this is that I can think of off the top of my head? If you remember the first Michael Bay Transformers movie, the first one, and there was all the soldiers, and there was the one guy who would always immediately default into just straight up like Dominican Spanish about all the shit, but then he'd speak English when he needed to. But when he got really passionate about a subject, he'd start talking about all of his food, his mama, and everything in Spanish. And everyone's like, nobody speaks that, dude. But the guy clearly was very intelligent and able to communicate very well and passionately. So being able to be evocative in whatever your native language is, if you can be emotive in your native language and then sort of break it down a little bit in the super simplified mode for all these heathens who can't actually speak your beautiful mother tongue.
Oh yeah.
Be proud of it, you know, like really lean into it.
Yes, like I'm gonna be honest, you're sleeping on a really fucking good skill. Because
Yeah,
like
100%.
I wish that I could have two languages to work with when I'm doing roleplay so fucking bad. Because there is an entire aspect of roleplay that's locked out of me unless I make my own language, which I had to do for Buckin. And even then, like I wish I could be so like fluent with even my own language where I could just like fucking like curse at someone, like, well, not even really just curse, but like scream at them and just like have like full on like 7 sentences that are actually like someone could like dissect them and be like, holy shit, that's what they're actually saying. That's amazing. Also, yes, it will help you learn more English when you do that, because people, if they know that if you are a character that speaks broken English in character, people will try to teach you the language in character. So it's a double, it's a double perk.
It's a double perk. I mean, one of my favorite characters I got to play around with back before we really had a lot of voice comms and open roleplays. There was an MMO called City of Heroes. And City of Heroes had one server that had an incredibly strong superhero roleplay community, and it was a lot of fun. And I decided I was going to play a guy who was essentially a giant luchador, who was literally called the Mexican wrestler. But I said, wouldn't it be funny if I just had Google Translate up on my other monitor, and I was constantly typing things in Spanish and then coming back and going, I mean to say, you know, just typing out like sort of like all these like ellipses and things. So people would see this roll of Spanish, but then all the native Spanish speakers would start talking to me in Spanish as if I knew what the fuck they were saying, and I had to be copying and pasting that back to Google Translate. So it was a lot of fun, and it was that fun in text with all the effort. The ability to do something like that on the fly. Oh man, that would be amazing. That'd be amazing just to watch and be in the room and watch.
Oh yeah, it's always like something uniquely beautiful when you find like two people who actually do speak the same language, even though they're like surrounded by like an entirely different language speakers and just how they just kind of like pop off. It's great.
We actually had a moment like that in Worlds Apart.
Ooh.
Because Gigi was there playing her very Puerto Rican scientist, and there were all these people who were sort of like doing bad shit in town, but we were all obligatorily speaking the native language that we'd spent weeks and months in sequestering, like learning. So I turned around to her one day because there was like one of these like bad sort of paladin guards was around and said, comunicado en secreto malas personas, because I knew they spoke Spanish, and she started laughing and being like, "See," and it was great. So suddenly Spanish was our secret, like, you know, communication method of this terrible broken Spanglish of the guy who happened to be from New York, trying to speak to the native Spanish speaker, and she's like speaking beautiful Spanish, and I'm speaking like bodega Spanish. So it can be really funny when it works out. It's really awesome.
So yeah, even if you find something that you think is like something that will get in the way, lean into it extra hard, and you might find that it's actually a secret strength.
I will squeeze in here and say, back to the doctor thing real quick. If for whatever reason you question the quality of doctors or therapists, what have you, in your area, you can do telehealth, and a lot of them will do sliding scales. So never feel like you have no options that are quality.
Mm-hmm.
There is one important caveat to telehealth, and that is telehealth is great for therapy purposes. I will always validate for that. For psychiatric purposes, telehealth can run into some stumbling blocks, particularly when you are living in one state, your telehealth is in another state, and the laws about shipping medications between them are very different. I have to deal with that, where I can only telehealth to my psychiatrist when I am at work in New York, because I live in New Jersey. If I go to my telehealth session from New Jersey, they actually are checking like your IPs and shit now. And you will get into some shit, and they will not send you your meds. So, because New Jersey is very draconian about like where and how you can get medications.
Yeah,
so,
you should definitely do research in your local areas too, because like depending on what political affiliation there is, for instance, it'll be easier or harder to get properly diagnosed.
Yeah.
Because I have said this to a lot of my autistic friends, but when you are going in to get your diagnosis, you need to go into it as though it's a final exam that's worth 70% of your grade in a college class. You need to know everything. You need to have like as much physical proof as possible. Like
ADHD
even like
similarly, yeah.
Well, they're much more willing to give you ADHD than they are willing to give you autism. They're much more likely
especially
to
as an adult.
slap you with APD on purpose, mind you. They know you've got fucking autism, but they don't fucking care. They're trying to save you from the label. I could go on fucking rants about this, but like it's.
What do you mean you're autistic? You're not a 12-year-old boy who is obsessed with trains.
What do you mean you're autistic? You're hot.
Don't even get me started.
You don't look autistic to me.
The number of bad, you know what it is? This goes right back to that whole drowning doesn't look like drowning. Autism doesn't look like autism, and people need to really learn that TV and media have lied to you.
Well, TV and media has lied, but also there's such a sheer difference between high masking and low masking autism. Because like high masking autism, people have learned to literally hide everything that would make them visibly autistic, because usually they were heavily ridiculed for it.
You
like
would be
it's literally to
punished,
survive,
yeah.
and then they
It's a
don't get
survival
help when they
mechanism.
try to get help because they don't look autistic.
Yeah. It's a special kind of place.
My favorite one was when I told someone I was autistic and they said, "But you speak so well."
I said I was autistic, not that I was like, ineloquent.
God,
why
I
do you
have so
speak
many
so well?
emotions.
Because I'm autistic and I read about 1 million books as a lonely child. What's your point? I have the library behind me to prove it. This vocabulary had to come from somewhere. It was not installed. I guarantee you that.
Fuck. I'm so glad I live in a state where they actually take me seriously when I say, hey, I think I'm autistic. But, like... one of the things that, like, gets most people when I, like, explain it to them is, I have to go through a mental flowchart to figure out what is an okay response to make in any situation. Any situation. Even with, like, my closest chums. I still have this flowchart. It is literally me doing an Otome game dialogue choice. Beep, beep, beep. Nice. Way too saucy. Bad. Go for the nice option. That's what I have to do for every single fucking social interaction. I have to treat it like a game, a puzzle. It's not... Oh, man.
I feel like I tend to be in a similar place, but I usually wind up wargaming my way through 8 or 9 variations of a conversation before it happens. So that way I'm like, good. I have that one already in the tank ready to go. I don't have to pick up one on the fly. I've already preemptively had this.
That's anxiety.
And people will be like, oh, wow, you're really on the ball. I'm like, no, I just already had this conversation 5 hours ago.
Yeah, it's because you're so traumatized that you have to, like, find a way to survive before you're in the situation so that you can hopefully prepare yourself to get out of it, and you can't turn it off. I have that.
It's a great time, isn't it?
I will say, like, the therapist I have now did say that's something that can be corrected with the type of therapy I'm supposed to be doing. It's EMDR, but
let me know if it
that's what she said. Yeah.
That's a constant thing for me.
See, I get around that
well,
one
it
by
is for
just
me
never
too,
thinking
yeah.
about literally anything.
Yeah.
So smooth, so happy.
Most of the time I just say shit, unless I'm, like you said, unless I'm anxious about something and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta think this one out.
Well, I work in IT, which means anything that comes to me is already a problem. The nice thing about IT is there are very few original problems.
Later, Shock.
So
IT feels like the one that would be super benefited by the autism. It's like you already have, like, somebody else already wrote up like a manual about all of the flowcharts you need to do for every conversation with a dumb customer.
Sometimes I'm the person who's written them. It's great. My personal favorite is when someone tried to argue with me about one of our products. I went, I'm the person who literally wrote the user guide and manual specifically for people like you who mess this up. And they went, what? I'm like, turn to page 4. And they went, oh. I'm like, yeah. And at that point, there's this moment where you should shut up. You should shut up. Me, being a wise ass, has to be that person who's working for a large religious organization, or at least a religious adjacent organization. Turns and goes, yes, I, like God, do not play dice with the universe. There's your solution. Amazingly, I haven't gotten brought in front of HR yet, so I'm just really winning on the brinkmanship rules, is what I can say. Dice are fun. Dice are also bastards. I do not think dice should be used for any major decision in your life, or any major decision in a roleplay. But you should collect them because they're pretty and they look like little gems. And I think it's one of those things that aesthetically I want around, but I don't want to use them as a tool for anything beyond the most casual bullshit.
Oh my god. This just triggered my bike, because I was thinking about, like, Goblin Brains, Shiny Rock, and then that made me remember. I don't remember if I've mentioned this to any of you at all, but there was a, oh my god, what are they called? A Long John Silver that shut down like 4 years ago, and they left the fish next to the building, and I was tempted for the months that it took for them to get rid of it. I was like, I want the fish. I want to take the giant fish sign so bad. And
Oh,
now,
you meant like the actual sign. I thought you meant like they left like the fish from the freezer, and I was like, bro,
No,
what kind
there was
of
a
weird shit are you
giant-
talking about here?
there was a giant fish sign on the side of the
Yes,
building that
okay,
they just
now-
left, and I was like, I
It's
want
been
it.
so long since
I
I've
want to
seen
hang that up
Long
in my
John
room.
Silver.
It would fill up my entire room. I want it. But now I'm dealing with that struggle again because there's a Subway near me that's going through the rebranding where they're changing to like the slightly different logo that looks just like a little bit more boring, as they do.
No, when they get rid of
And
it,
the
steal
old
it.
one-
Absolutely steal it. Steal it, and if you don't want to put it on eBay, you will get
Well-
money for it.
Well,
The old one is sitting
don't
next to it.
steal.
If it's garbage, it's not stealing, you're repurposing.
There we go.
I have my goblin urge again because it's sitting next to the building. I'm like, I want the Subway sign.
Like,
I
you
don't
know
know what
what?
I would do with it, but I want the Subway sign.
I love it when you find evidence of other people who have existed with that energy before you, and it validates your
Yes.
existence so hard. My personal favorite was the first time I showed up to college in like the mid 90s, and we were going into the basement of our dormitory and finding all these random artifacts that previous students had, liberated in force and left there. And there in the middle of the basement was a triple airline seat. Like literally the 3-seaters that you see in an airliner was there in the basement. And we're like, did they walk off the plane? Did they go to an airplane graveyard and somehow just unbolt this shit and run? And you're like, you're so proud that someone did it. And then you feel
Exactly.
obligated to be like, we have to clean this and put it in our dorm room. We have to sit in the airline seat for the rest of this year. And then we have to put it back for someone else to find later. And we did.
Amazing.
That's great.
But I love it when because I feel like, and maybe this is just my Goblin Energy role player coming out. When you do something wacky like that in real life, and then you give it back, it's almost like putting that special rock on the cairn at the top of the mountain. You're like, I was here, I did the thing, I now pass it forward that you, young Padawan, will pass this forward too. You are not alone in this universe. And admittedly, a lot of my times were pre-internet days, so this was the only evidence you had that other fuckers like you existed. So it's important when you found those artifacts. Now I think it's the exact opposite of it's easier to find communities, but it's hard to find artifacts to those communities because things are deleted, things get lost, they're not around anymore, they're intangible.
Also, Evan
Yeah.
World, hi! Good to see you again! Also, this is relatively new, so it's... Well, it's new when it's not new. There's a story on it. It's something I've technically had for... 4 years? Yeah, 4 years. Because I was waiting for when Vev's hybrid form would actually come into play, and then I could use it, and I could show it, and I finally was able to, and so now it's being integrated into everything, and it moves so cool. Also, there's 4 arms, by the way.
Yippee.
That's a lot of arms.
Another way to get like easy like cursed artifacts, which sounds like it makes perfect sense, but also a lot of people probably wouldn't think about it, is you know how every spirit Halloween in the world is just like in an old abandoned Toys R Us?
Or whatever particular building went out of business that year, yeah.
Yeah, but it's usually a Toys R Us that they inhabit like every year. A lot of the times those Toys R Us's still have like the paper stands of the giraffe that they used to put at the ends of like the aisles.
True,
My brother
Jordan.
has one of those giraffes because he worked at Spirit Halloween a couple years ago, and that Toys R Us had been closed for like 7 years, so it had just been sitting in a back. There were apparently a bunch of them that they just never cleaned up.
That's
And the
awesome.
Spirit Halloween just keeps setting up there and just leaving them there, and they just like. I like to imagine they're slowly going missing as employees are just like, yeah, I'll take one. That's funny.
I feel like my favorite place for finding crazy, blessed, cursed, magical artifacts is flea markets. Flea markets are a magical place. They're a
Yeah.
dangerous place for people like us with magpie tendencies going, ooh, rusty metal, shiny rock, let me see. But yeah, you can come out of that with a lot of... So you'll come out of that with 5 new hobbies, and next thing you know, stuff you're putting on your walls, and you're like, why do I have this? Why do I have this iron from the 1700s that may have been used as a murder artifact? I don't know,
Yeah,
but I have to clean it now.
Give it 5 years, your
That's
house
so
looks like
fair,
the inside
and-
of a Cracker Barrel.
Don't feel bad for having a good sleep schedule. That's good for your life and healthy for you.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been showing up to MMR. I had to have a sleep schedule that works for me. You put yourself first.
Yeah.
I live in an area. I used to live in like Southern Illinois, which has like a. I don't know what it's like around the rest of the country because I always just assumed it was the same everywhere as it was there. But apparently, a lot of places do not have a really big yard sale culture.
Oh.
Where I live right now, they basically don't do yard sales. If you want to sell a bunch of crap, you go to one of the random abandoned like parking lots of a building that used to be there that is no longer there, and you just like set up a table there. There's like almost no yard sales here, and it's fucking weird. I was used to like
Odd.
you'd drive around on Saturday and Sunday, and you just see like 5 per street.
Yeah.
Here, there's none. It's so creepy. I don't like
I
it.
mean, the reason that doesn't happen as much here, and we have more like a flea market culture, is because yard sales, the prerequisite is you have to have a yard. And me living in a
that's
highly
fair.
urbanized environment, you don't get that as much. But flea markets, like, so literally the stadium where the Jets and the Giants play, it's a massive, giant parking lot. It's literally like probably multiple kilometers of parking lot. But that whole thing will be covered on one end of it with just people hawking whatever crazy shit they find. And there's a ton of permanent ones all over
Thank you.
kind of Pennsylvania area where basically land is cheaper, things are cheaper, you're not paying the same prices, and there's a lot of weird old artifacts that are being found in barns, so stuff's getting repurposed. So you can find a lot of great old plates, great old tools. Like I still have my grandmother's plate set, and I was going and finding actually the pattern for that plate set at a lot of these flea markets, and people would just still have it from the 1970s, so I could find weird pieces and replace them.
That's cool.
So,
Yeah.
if you are wanting to enter the roleplay space, at least for VR chat, generally, I recommend the best thing that you can do is make sure that you come in with someone else. Drag a friend, drag a buddy, because it's a lot easier when you have someone you can bounce off of. But if you don't have that, go to a public lobby. You should go to a public lobby regardless if you have a friend. There's a couple good lobbies out there. I am quite fond of Orlando Saka myself. That's pretty much the best place to go and meet people as of current.
Or just look for Maywind. Anything that Maywind is doing is usually a good choice for you. Yeah.
May actually has intentions for running another roleplay, which will be relatively easy to join as well. And
Fuck it, I'm in. I don't care. I'm going. No, it's always a good time. I never don't have fun. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to her roleplay as well, and hopefully it's on a time and day that I can do it this time.
Which means I have to actually repair my VR set now. So yeah, it's good.
I will also say if you want a smaller opening when Ribbon's Equal comes back, that's actually a really good lobby to like dip your toes in.
Yeah.
Ribbon runs that. I help her run that one. Wolf also helps her run that one. There's also a couple other really lovely people who help that lobby keep nice and greased. That is a wonderful place to go. As for
Keep
time,
your roleplay lubed.
that's unfortunately I can't help you with that one because roleplay does take a lot of time. People don't really like to think about that, but especially when you take into account like model making and things of that sort, you get what you put in, and you always end up wanting to put in more.
Or, have a friend who's really good at it and bribe the shit out of them and say, hey, I want to make a professor fuckboy, and just hit all of their tweak points, and next thing you know, they're like taking you to dance worlds, and you go, here's money. I'll just throw money at you. And that works too. I would say that is a point that people don't...
officially at this point.
Which is awesome. But it is a point to state that there is, and can be, but usually there is, beyond a certain threshold of quality, a financial commitment.
Yes.
Do not go there until you have at least several months, if not a year, of good sessions and good people and good contacts behind you, and then basically treat getting any sort of serious financial investment into your roleplay character, and this goes for LARP as well as VR, like getting a tattoo. Have the idea for that tattoo and its design and its placement for a while, because it's a commitment once you make it.
There is
Awesome.
like public avatars that you could yoink for like the short term that you could work with.
Yes.
You won't be able to do like a lot of like crazy stuff. Probably won't be able to have the customizations that you want, but no one's gonna scoff at you for having a public avatar,
No.
especially when
As
you're
long
fresh into the
as-
medium.
Yeah, if you can, the only issue you might run into is most lobbies have like minimum optimization requirements just for the sake of everybody else. But those you can usually work around those. They're not the worst. You might have to like spend a little bit more time picking out avatars, but I found
it's not that bad.
several that are even not searching for them. I found quite a few that would technically fly in, like even Orlando Soccer, which has some pretty decent guidelines.
You know, Conf, you've got me looking at a map of Southern Illinois, and I've got to say, there's some fabulous fucking town names here. Goreville.
Yeah, they're weird ones.
We've got that. Right next to Goreville is Elvira.
I used to love. Okay, this is like a bit of a tangent, but like
define look up things. Like what stuff are you wanting to look up?
there was a small town where my dad had a D&D group that he basically played with from high school on, and they always met up because one of my friends lived in Creel Springs. We'd always go D&D there. Creel Springs was one of those weird like small towns where I'm not gonna say I'm pretty sure. I know for a fact like every other house was probably a meth lab, but it was like the one place in the wood where all the methies had like the same mentality as like just the stoners, where it was just super chill anyway. Even though like there'd constantly be a house burning down, like you could just walk around at night and nobody gave a shit. Like it was just chill, despite like everyone being on meth.
Where's the
It was
bonfire
fucking
tonight?
weird.
2 blocks over. You can't miss it.
It was fucking weird. It was one of those weird like middle of nowhere towns, but it was chill.
What
Pretty
kinds of
much
things are
everyone
you
had
looking
houses,
for,
covers.
though, Em? Because that's a very important question. Because depending on what it is that you're looking for, either there is an answer or there isn't. Oh, well, if you had to define it, rules of the service, minimum requirements, and all of that, they have a way to specify this where you can search the terms and all of that. It usually would be what do you mean, and have dyslexia, so maybe your sentences aren't formulated right. You're in good company. Almost everyone does in fucking VR chat, I swear.
Yeah.
Including
So
myself.
So if you mean avatars, there are search wells that you can find pretty easily. If you mean information on RPs, not a lot of them have sites of their own, but a lot of them have pages on the Legends, VR chat Legends, the wiki.
There
Not all
is
of them
that,
do, but
generally, unfortunately, a lot of it is word of mouth, but there is, at least when it comes to like avatar guidelines, there is always usually very clear rulings about like what the limits are for an individual model, like in terms of like polygons, material counts, things of that sort.
yeah. And those are kind of at the point where they're for a lot of lobbies have just decided like, yeah, we're just going to use this one standard because it's kind of
Yep.
good enough.
If Orang, it good.
Yeah. Well,
Some of them
situational.
are a little bit. Yeah.
There's some things that will like. I think you can technically get a light on your avatar before it goes orange, but most people like hard ban lights because they're fucking laggy as hell. But
Yeah. Yeah, lights are bad.
there is. I don't know if it actually has a public link anywhere, but there's an RP like scheduling Discord that you could probably find somewhere. It's basically public. I just don't know if it has like a page anywhere. It's sort of just kind of spread by link. Where people announce random lobbies in there a lot.
Yeah. I'll wait for when M's ad is over. Let me know when you want ad-free. Although I guess you wouldn't hear me even if I said that. Twitch ads
is
are
there an ad?
pretty fucking bad. They're what? Like 3 30-second ads a piece.
Yeah, they're pretty rough.
You're ad-free? Hell yeah, welcome, Darkwo. Is everyone else through the gauntlet of ads?
I think once I got like 11 ads in a row.
Whoa.
It gets stupid sometimes.
Whoa. Twitch, why? Why, Twitch?
God. I'm just
Okay,
remembering all the
terrible,
jank.
terrible idea. Terrible, wonderful idea. What if we all spent time coming up with basically making little like 30-second to 60-second sort of bullshit things? So you could run a 24-hour subathon, but it literally was all just bullshit ads that we made as people. So that way you couldn't actually tell when the ads played and subvert the entire ad genre and be like, this is 24 hours, nothing but ads. And no one ever knows when it's a real ad or not. And it's just like, except for the like complete bullshit of like, hey, do you want a new spatula polisher? Come. You know, it's like whatever bullshit.
The fact that the Spamton music is playing right now makes it so much funnier.
I know. My first thought was immediately
make every sort of thing like coming soon to you, The Sims 24, you know, and just like, you know.
Actually, I'm gonna say you definitely watched that, right, Christy? The Spamton sweepstakes. Did you see the Valentine's one that they did? Yes, I love those. That's immediately where my brain went to. I was like, I would do is make really shitty VHS style ads of this like
I'm just
bizarre
envisioning
shit.
like too many cooks, but getting worse and worse. You know, just really go down the rabbit hole of.
Oh yeah, no, they did
surreal.
that. It's great. There's actually a couple things that have done things with that kind of concept, and I always love seeing it. You mentioned a while ago someone who is starting up a roleplay server. Yeah. So I wish that there was consolidated information for you to just be able to like look up and know everything that you need to do. It doesn't exist currently. Maybe that's something I can do. I don't know. But either way.
In your copious free time.
My copious amounts of free time, yes. Well, I do have technically more free time now than I ever have on account of the surgery, but it's a matter of the wanting.
That's a lie. There was that 4-month period where you didn't have power.
I would also point out that that's just the illusion of free time post-surgery, because you're going to have less and less free time as you do more and more, but you're going to think you still have the free time.
You're not wrong. But...
I know I'm not wrong. That's why I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah, honestly, getting like the hardest thing with like all the role plays that are going on is I love how many there are, but it's just like the wiki has never been able to keep up with like 80% of it. So there's so much stuff that just goes under the radar, and a lot of people just don't really care to advertise themselves, so they don't like make their own pages or anything.
I think a lot of people just don't know how to, like, genuinely.
It's pretty. You just make an account and then wait 72 hours now because the fucking fandom forces you to wait before you can do anything. But after that, then you just like click create a page and then follow the basic format that everyone else has used forever. You literally just need a what is this roleplay? What times does it run? Here's some information, and then maybe here's a character section.
I think the problem is that a lot of people hear all of that and they just hear white noise and they're like, oh, that's so scary. Usually.
Hey, Conf.
How dare they?
Hey, Conf. Don't laugh. I'm just abusing them with me.
What? Wait, there was just no punchline? That's just don't laugh?
Yeah, don't laugh. I found a meme of the perfect Midwest Halloween costume. I'll put it here in the group chat so you can see it. Yes. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, you can ask like almost any role player and they would be able to recommend you lobbies. Ribbonheart knows of quite a few of them. I am personally fond of Orlando Saka, mostly because of their administration for the most part. I'm very fond of when role plays will not allow like very obviously dangerous people into their lobbies. I am very fond when they do that, bare minimum. So it's hard for me to recommend lobbies sometimes. But that aside, Orlando Saka is great, and you also get to catch Pokemon there, and that's fucking awesome. Oh wait, I'm fucking stupid. I run a lobby. I didn't mention it.
I'm waiting to see like
I'm so stupid.
I'm sitting here being like, it's just does Miss You
Oh
just
my
not
God.
chill? I mean,
I mean, it does feel weird to shill for it.
here,
but
I
like,
got this. Hold on. So
Oh
Miss
my
Universe
God.
actually runs this great thing called MMR, modern mythic relations, and it is literally this wonderful thing about essentially what happens if we have a bunch of really awkward people who are really into monsters, or monsters who are really awkward about how to safely form relationships and have conjugal relations with others and just navigate the social landscape of it. So it's basically kind of like if you went and took a dating service but put it in real life and then just watch people not really know what to do. And by the way, it's in a marvelous haunted mansion, and it has all of the tropes you can ever imagine in the best and funnest way possible, but also in an educational way that doesn't feel forced. So I really recommend it very strongly. I've had a lot of good times there. I have in the past modded for them, so I might be a little bit biased, but I've had some pretty good character interactions, and so far no one's complained too loudly about anything I've ever done to them. So yeah, I would say it's just a good sort of wholesome with a veneer of unwholesome, but still wholesome time.
Also, we
I
have
would give it
Pokemon.
I would give
Also,
it an
they have
11 out of
Pokemon.
12.
There's a lot of Pokemon, yeah. As
I'd
an
give it-
old, I didn't really get Pokemon. I just sort of look at the Pokemons and start having conversations with these tiny creatures going, aha, clearly this is just another member of the club. I don't know why they're here, but sure. And again, you put on your roleplay hat and go, I have no clue what's going on, but I'm going to lean into it. This is how you wind up having a philosophical conversation about the nature of time and your place within it with something that can only go haunter at you.
I would give it an 11 out of 10 on
happened.
Yelp because
I
the
know.
carpet is like 2 feet thick and it's really funny.
Yeah, so
It's
that's pretty
one
good
of
time.
my primary things that I wanted to do with that group in particular is that I wanted to emphasize how important it was to have the consent of players for most anything when you're interacting with them. It's like there's a lot of like boundaries in VR chat that people wouldn't like. How would I put this? There are boundaries in real life that people, for some reason, do not do in VR chat. That's how I should say it. Like, people often, or at least often in the roleplay sphere, do not ask before it's okay to, like touch you, like, hug you, put a hand on your shoulder, stuff like that.
Or just occupy your
And
physical
that's
space
the
by
way.
getting way too close to you.
Yeah. Like, head pats. You see people head pat each other all the time.
Yeah, I think.
God damn
I
it,
think,
Dark Wolf!
I think the reason headpats caught on so much is because it's basically impossible to do a handshake in VR without it looking stupid as shit. So headpats kind of became the replacement for the handshake when you introduce yourself.
See, that's a really elegant solution. I think it's more because there's a bunch of fucking weebs and cat girls
I was
running
about
around.
to
That too.
say! I'm pretty sure it's just
both.
because it's full of anime nerds.
Yeah, Miss You and I are passing the brain cell back and forth really good tonight.
Ugh.
I think a little column A, a little column B.
I think it's a lot of column A and a little bit of column B.
Probably.
The problem presented itself, and everyone who was there to solve the problem happened to be weebs.
Let's just be thankful that the weebs settled on head pats. Let's all just take a moment and bow our heads in thanks.
Well,
That this is the
You know,
where they
fair.
settled.
you say that, but unfortunately, in some spaces, that is not all they settled upon. But-
Yeah, but you know what? That's true of weebs at conventions too, and we try not to associate with those weebs.
True.
This is why we can't go to public lobbies.
Yes, this is why we can't go to public lobbies in VR
I
chat.
spent
Don't
a
go to
lot
public
of
lobbies in
times.
VR chat, by the way. It is not safe.
Yeah, anytime that we've said public in this conversation, we've meant like open RP, where it's like you just join a Discord and then you can join. That's way more controlled than
Yeah.
actual open lobbies. Open lobbies are just any random like 2-year-old wanders in and just like gets spammed with flashbangs until they have a seizure because open lobbies.
I've had some
public lobbies suck.
great
I mean,
nights
there's
role
some
playing in the
horrible
Great
things you can
Pug.
do
I'm
with
just gonna
coding.
say. It takes a very particular mindset and someone who is very self-actualized to be able to do that and have a good time.
Yeah, at the very
And
least.
don't be streaming when you do it.
Yeah, you can also.
No,
it's
don't stream
also.
it.
There's also like the cluster of super popular game worlds and like club worlds that are like the center of bad. If you go to some of the more obscure game worlds and like some of the other like smaller maps, you get like instead of being like 100% chance of running into a racist or a creep, you end up with like a 30% chance or a 20% chance. It's much better. You
So,
know?
I mean,
you know, there's an interesting counterbalance here because on the one hand, if you thought 40K was toxic outside of VR, but on the other hand, you will meet the most lovely communities of furries in VR who are generally some of the most charming people you'll ever meet, and they get to build all the coolest models they ever wanted.
yup.
It's just like, wow, they've kind of just, they're just the nicest people. They're kind of just those wacky neighbors you always wanted and never got.
Yeah, sorry,
It's only 10 at night or potentially up to 4
a lot
at
of
night.
my viewers are Brits because my streams would keep going on and on and on and on until those hours.
Yeah, year one Vev was what people woke up to back in the day.
Yep. Can't believe I fucking did that. 10-hour streams.
I mean,
I'm surprised the headsets of the time back then fucking lasted that long for you to do 10-hour
You
streams.
know what's so fucking crazy is that headset still works.
that's amazing.
The cord
still got
doesn't,
my Vive.
but the headset's fine.
You see, my Vive is in really good condition despite being like 7 years old, but I also didn't use it for the first 2 years, and I also don't have full body, so I'm not like tackling my wall every other day in it. So that might have contributed to its lifespan.
I will say there was a long period of time where I would be getting up for work at like 4:45, 5 in the morning and coming online and going, oh, yep, miss you and the crew are still in Discord. I'm just going to drop in and say hello while I make coffee and go, what the fuck are you doing?
That does still happen. I've gone to bed. I've been like, they just all got in a call, but it's like really late. I'm just gonna go to bed. And then I'll wake up and you're all still in there, just like posting memes.
Also, yeah.
Sometimes you'll get in there and you just hear them all like, hey, good morning.
Yeah, at that point it's just evolved. The brain cell has fucking melted into sludge, and they're all just doing vocal stems.
It looks like that episode of South Park where the geniuses are all just shooting light into one another's mouths in the Apple store. That's kind of what's happening there now.
True.
Garrix, especially after meeting you in real life, whenever I read your text, I can't not hear your voice.
I mean, number one, I can only read Carix's text in Carix's voice. Number two, because of the protean syndrome, where your initial sort of idea of what a person looks like based on like the first time you interact with them, that gets really fucky because of VR characters.
Oh yes,
So
God, yes.
So there's a lot of people who think I look like Major Darling, and number one, I'm nowhere near that fit. Number two, my hair is nowhere near that orderly. So it's really hard for me not to think of Carix as a 9-foot-tall werewolf fuckboy. And I'm just like, I'm going to be so disappointed the day I meet Carix, and I'm like, why are you so small? Why are you so tiny?
You should, Carix, you should secretly wear stilts in your boots and don't tell anybody.
My partner is calling me out on the fact that I did get Major Darling's peacock tattoo that goes across my entire body and across my ass, though. So I did do that. Yeah.
Yeah, put in some eye drops and see if my problem resolves. But I'm getting very light sensitive very suddenly.
No.
Yeah, and I'm taller than Wolf. It's true.
I'm reaching the point. You know the one anime... Okay, this is not going to be specific at all. You know the one anime character that's the anime girl with the spiky hair that's like just fucking mess disaster and they look like they're always tired?
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh!
That does not...
Does not narrow it down at all. Hold on, holy
Yeah, it's
shit.
Yu-Gi-Oh! That's the one, right? That's a little girl with spiky hair, right, isn't it?
Name. It might be from you. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh since like they went to the.
I was
Academy.
actually saying the character Yu-Gi-Oh! I was being kind of an asshole. That's really what I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dr. Stone next because they sort of make a lot of effeminate young men with spiky hair. I mean,
Hold on, let's see.
Wait, Buff Papa was in a fucking fursuit? Damn it! I wish I saw that.
Okay, hold on. Tomoko Kuroki.
I have no idea who that is.
I don't know. I only know them because I have a fucking model of them saved because like the hair looks fucking hilariously like mine. I'm saving that. I have that hair at this point.
At this point, I have not cut my hair since lockdown started in 2020. I've only gotten my ends trimmed, so it's now halfway down my back. My goal is to get my hair Get my butt crack.
There's the gamer subs booth. Fuck. No.
There we go.
I should have actually gone to the gamer subs booth.
Well, you know, if you weren't seeking out meth for gamers, you didn't have a need to go.
Every time there's a new cup, I'm so sad that I don't have any money. I'm like, I want the cup.
I want the cup, but then I realize that I don't have space for the cup.
My goal in life is to have a bunch of things in my house that I have to frantically hide anytime somebody comes over. Like it's a fucking sitcom plotline, and then I'll like inevitably miss the one cup with the big anime booba woman on it, and it's just like, it's my grandma's.
No, you don't understand. I'm Adam's family with the way that I fucking prepare everything. I don't tell them anything. They arrive and there's like,
Why
what
the
month
fuck do you
is
have the
it?
fish from outside of a
At this point, I've repeatedly said and will say again that our entire house basically looks like it was designed by a cadet branch of the Addams family that landed in Key West in 1978, and we lived that shit up hard.
It was a
So
single day.
So what you're saying is you have the emo Cracker Barrel vibe.
No, we have a much more tropical thing going on. We have a lot. Like we literally had to put a moratorium on how many skulls a year we're allowed to bring home. We were getting too many skulls. So I think we have at least 4 or 5 real skulls around for various creatures, and then an untold number of fake skulls. So yeah.
So what you're saying is if a necromancer ever wanders through your house, it's gonna be
necromancer nothing. There's got to be a paleontologist running through our house first, beating the necromancer up, saying we got here first dibs.
I was gonna say like the necromancer tries to resurrect, and it's like a 1 in 3 chance that it's a plastic skull, and it's just like fuck. What about this one? Fuck.
I'm pretty sure
nice,
that in
Mega.
the event of society ending and alien archaeologists try to come here, we will qualify as a dungeon for the amount of weird treasure and strange traps in our home.
That's fair.
It's basically a
That
crypt,
reminds me.
and I'm here for it.
Christy, did you ever actually manage to like get a pot and cook the fucking alligator and get the skull out?
Yes and no.
Oh wait, the
Damn.
alligator! I forgot about the alligator.
Which part was a yes and which part was a no?
Did you actually eat it?
No, we did.
Was it
So for
boneless?
chat, you have to understand.
It's okay. So
Yeah, you want
There-
to tell this one? Or you want me to?
you can tell it, and then I'll tell what happened.
I'll start the first step. So basically, chat, don't be my friend. Number 1. And if you are my friend, definitely don't give me your address, because that's how you will suddenly have a 4-foot smoked alligator show up at your house. And I sent Miss You and Alec like a completely ready to go to be cooked alligator.
Baby alligator, baby croc.
Yeah, so I sent them an alligator. I think I sent someone else like a 10-pound ham. This is
That
what I
was
do to my friends though. I
so-
send my friends.
That was Esso.
Yeah, it was SO. I send people just unholy amounts of awkward amounts of food. And so Miss You had this alligator, and it was this thing where it was frozen because they didn't have a way to cook it. They had to like get a barbecue or something. And that was the delimiting factor. And they always said they were going to keep the skulls. Now I turned it over because I never heard the end of this one.
So okay, we had a plan. The plan was we finally found someone who had a smoker. And
Permission
then
to
the
post a link to
derecho
chat.
happened. And a tree fell on it.
Oh no!
So I still have the crock. It's waiting. It's still
Oh
there.
damn!
I'm
That shit-
kind of
that
like
might
I've
be-
got half of a mind to just like fucking oven bake it, even though I want to smoke it so bad, like so
That-
bad.
Yeah, that thing might be like freezer burned at this point. It's been like a year and a half.
Probably, but what's a little freezer burn between friends?
True. All my friends are a little bit freezer burnt.
A little bit.
Now here's the funny thing. That particular thing, I got it off Amazon. You can't find it there anymore.
That. Well, now I have to eat. Well, I mean, I
Yeah,
already
no, now
was.
it's a collectible item. But basically,
That's
am I allowed to
fucking
post a link to your chat, or is it going to block me? I don't know.
It might block you, but I think we can then like allow it.
So basically, this is like a similar product.
There we go.
That's basically what I sent to Miss You. Right there. That's it. That's basically what I sent.
It was fucking.
So I was
I am
telling
so
her,
excited.
hey, check your mail. You got a package coming. And then I got a message back. What the fuck did you do?
Shenanigans.
But yeah, no, I'm fucking excited about it. It's like now
It's
I'm
not a-
looking at it, it's like,
It's not our first food-based adventure because it was one night I jumped in and immediately you were like 404. You worked at a fish market and I had to basically be butterball turkey support to explain to Miss Yu how to fillet a whole ass salmon in her kitchen. And I'm like walking. It was like that game where one person can see the bomb and the other has the manual. That was me telling Christy how to use a knife to break down a salmon.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I've got a knife and I have a way to get whole salmons now.
Oh, you got a proper fillet knife? I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. I'm gonna be.
Did you get a sharpening stone with it?
No, but
Did I send you a sharpening stone?
maybe.
Okay,
I wouldn't know what
you need
the
that.
good one is.
Fillet knives have to be really, really wicked sharp. So I will find a good one. The
It's
worst
got
case,
a
I
good
can
holder
do a link.
for it to like prevent like getting dinged and stuff.
Yeah.
But today I have learned you can in fact slow cooker the alligator, so that might be my plan B.
Okay. Do
That-
you have
that
a
could work. That could
4-foot
work.
slow cooker?
Yeah, you just need a giant. Well, I mean, you could do
No,
the
it's
same
a
thing just with
baby.
really
It's a
low on
baby. I
gas and a
can fit
giant
it in
stock
there.
pot. You could do it on a giant stock pot and just like go on low heat.
Yeah, no, I could fit it in there.
I'm thinking of another logistical issue now. Does it still have? I'm assuming it's just the meat and the bones.
Oh yeah,
The
all
head?
the organs are removed. Yeah, it's completely clean.
Yeah, it's
So,
cleaned
like-
out.
Yeah.
The head is still there though.
Yes.
And so is
Nice.
like the end of the peats. But I can just like cut those off and keep. Because I want to like put them in like a beetle bin and just keep the head.
I love that you can buy flesh-eating beetles for this purpose through the mail. It makes me so happy.
I love beetles. I love bugs.
Here, this is like a $10 thing, and this is exactly what you want. It's the
I love
one. I
how-
basically have something very similar. It's just a little sharpening block, and you just sharpen your knives on that.
Oh, nice. I love how
Whetstone.
most like places when they like show off like, oh yeah, we've got a crock that we cooked, is that they put a whole ass rotisserie chicken in its mouth.
Yep, it's kind of like a turducken, but better now.
Yeah, it's so cute. Oh my god, the fucking alligator heads always just look so eepy. They just look like they're eeping in like a nice little bed. Goodness me. Now I'm craving this fucking crock.
Yep.
I'm gonna thaw it tonight. I'm gonna.
Oh God.
I'm
Here
doing
we
it.
go. Here we
I'm
go.
doing it. On God, I'm doing it.
doing it. Let's do it.
I'm gonna keep you in on this adventure. And Kurt's gonna come home tomorrow and be like, something smells good. What'd you make? Crocodile.
See, this is what the Twitch community would call peak content for a cooking stream.
This is peak. Well, I mean, to be fair, it would be the
It's a
best
slow
worst
cooker.
stream ever. Because all you do is put the camera on the slow cooker and walk away and be like, yeah, this is a cooking stream. And
Yes.
it's like 8
You
hours of
angle
just
it.
maybe the cat
Crocodile.
walks through, but it's just a slow cooker.
Yeah. Like just occasionally you get one of the cats. See how long it takes for them to knock over the camera and break it. That could be the gamba that
They
the chat
fucking
does.
would too. I know these little shits.
That
I mean,
could
your
be the
cats
chat
aren't
gamba
little.
for chat engagement.
Oh my god.
Your cats are massive.
They are huge, and
Yeah.
they are very curious. They're well behaved when I'm there. When I'm not
Yeah.
there, I know for a fact they're up on those goddamn counters. I always have to disinfect them. I don't trust it.
Oh, Chrissy,
Zoocosis launched
talk about
yesterday? What?
talking about cooking streams. It's like October now, so you can use the Necro Nom Nom Nom.
I know what I'm doing for content this month.
Oh my God, what is zoocosis? Hold on, I'm looking at
Zoocosis
this
is a
now.
horror game with like fucking mutated zoo animals that's awesome. Or at least I think it's awesome. I hope the reviews are good.
Mixed on Steam,
Uh-oh.
but on the Google users it's got like an 80. So that's weird, but that might be.
Oh, it's because there's bugs.
I mean, you might
Okay.
want to just lean into the bugs. Sometimes the bugs are the best part of games like this.
No, it seems to be game breaking, not the fun kind.
Oh, that's too bad. So wait for a patch or two and then maybe get it then.
Yeah, okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
people are mostly thumbing it down because they're getting soft locked, that's why.
Okay. Yeah, it's only been out for a day too, so it'll
Yeah,
we
just
give it.
literally give it a couple and then I go in and it's gonna be good.
Yeah, patch 1.1, all that'll be good. I mean, did you hear about what I had to do in my kitchen because of my own new little shit?
No.
So I had to buy child-proof caps for my gas range and range covers because someone with their fucking thumbs nearly lit themselves on fire.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my cat has thumbs, by the way, chat. They're polydactyl. They actually have like 7 claws on both front feet. They have frying pans for hands. It's amazing. She's a poly baby. Yeah, I got a Hemingway cat. She's the Hemingway cat rescue cat that I pulled out of a wood pile 2-ish months ago, something like that. And yeah. So most people have the cat delivery system. I kicked the door into the department, said, "This one lives."
You actually can find the journey for his cat's recovery on my Discord in the cute animal pictures section, because you would usually post like little updates in there.
I was posting them there. I was posting a lot of daily like YouTube Shorts updates was what I was doing a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah,
can
I
sort of
saw
watch the journey
bunch.
of like one eyeball is completely crusted shut and unable to breathe barely and weighs 14 ounces to the 2-pound nightmare machine that I have now, who's adorable and wonderful and perfect in all ways.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the cat that we have right now, Jazz, has I think he got like carbon monoxide poisoning because his mom, the way that we got him, there was a cat that like, it was just like a street stray or whatever, but she always like slept on our carport. And one winter she had kittens and decided that the warmest place to put them was obviously in the engine of our fucking car. So we kept having to like check the car constantly to make sure there weren't cats in the wheels or in the fucking engine. Which, I mean, if you have outside cats, that's just kind of what you do when they
Yeah,
have
you have
kittens,
to
'cause they
slap the
always
hood a couple
fucking
of
do that.
times. Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's a little bit. He's got personality. You know that clip from Gravity Falls was like, and Ma says I have what, or hold on, it was, and I have what Ma calls personality, and then it's for Grunkle Stan just like punching a wall or something. That's the energy that cat has.
My friend got one of their cats the same way because they're a car head in West Virginia, so she has like the front yard full of like various project cars in various states. It's basically the equivalent of like Warhammer 40k's Grey Pile of Shame. You just have your like rusted pile of cars, and one of the cars is her pride and joy, is her Trans Am that has like more other it's basically Frankenstein's Trans Am at this point. It's got other Trans Ams in it. She goes out and she hears a weird knocking on it and opens the thing up, and there's like a perfectly gray little kitten in there, like by the engine block. So she rescued it and named him Grease Stain.
Yeah.
So Grease Stain lived, I think, 18 years. Was the most giant friendly cat ever, but yeah, started out as this tiny puddle of floof in a car engine block.
Yeah, if you live anywhere that gets even remotely cold in the winter, and also there are outdoor cats anywhere near you, you really like every winter have to check the fucking wheel, the like inside the wheels of your car, and then inside the engine of your car before you go anywhere, because cats don't give a shit. They'll just be like, oh, this is slightly warm, and just stick a cat inside of a fucking motor.
Yeah, like bang on the hood 2 or 3 times, and just, you know, when you turn the car on, just let it idle for a minute. Usually they'll get the fuck out of there if it's idling. They won't hang out too long. But if you just start up and go, which you shouldn't be because don't throw rods. But
yeah, you gotta be extra careful.
Yeah, so yeah. This safety tip has been brought to you by Confin404. Save the kitten.
When I was little, my cousin got a cat. It was a calico. She had like biker chick energy, that cat. She got into fights with pit bulls multiple times, and also raccoons. I don't know how she lived so long.
Calico, that's the answer.
But she also had like I genuinely the day that she was able to get pregnant again, she was every single time. She had like 4 litters a year.
Oh,
You got
So
something
I just
going on.
always had so many cats everywhere, and they were all calicos, just outdoor cats, because we just couldn't take care of them all. We just had to like, try to pawn them off on friends and stuff. Like there's just so many goddamn cats.
Oh, on that note, I have a big update though, actually, from the Ballad of Chile. We have gotten the final update that the last 2 kittens from her litter were captured and neutered.
No.
So that means we got Mama Cat and all the babies were captured, including Chili. Chili and one of her brothers obviously, Chili has a home. One of her brothers was already adopted. The other 2 are a little bit wild. We're hoping they can kind of turn them around a little bit with enough churu, but churu has a way of domesticating cats, so we'll see how that goes. Because they're at that like 3-month point, so it's right kind of on the cusp of, is this turnable, or are they fully like, nope, they're for the streets now. Yes, there's the baby sleeping. I have the camera on.
Cat.
This is my life now. I have to keep a bed on my desk so that way she can plop her shit next to me at all times.
Yeah. Okay, guys. My eyes are getting a little tender, so I'm gonna end it here. You guys have a wonderful night. I will be streaming tomorrow. It won't be the Final Fantasy RP. I need.
Oh, hey, you got
time.
raided.
Oh God, no! Sorry, Romantic. I'm sorry, but thank you for the raid. I hope you're doing well.
No star.
Every time.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We can.
We could pass
we can
it
go kick
forward.
down-
I mean,
we can go kick down Ari's door and see if she ends stream right
we
now.
can kick down Flint's door too. Flint's on.
There's also Marcy.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna be getting my buddy Boone.
Oh, there you go.
They just started stream.
Hey.
But it would be really funny if we raided somebody and then they had to leave the stream, man.
It would
just
be.
keep the chain.
It's just the chain of raid failure.
That would be pretty fucking funny. The only proper
I think
time is the worst time.
I think we had that at the end of an AA session once in like year 2, because I distinctly remember.
Well, it's because
Like,
everyone ends after roleplay, so they just keep raiding each other over and over until
Yeah.
you find someone who's like, okay, I guess we'll stay all night.
We got the chain of like 6 in a row, if I remember. Though one time it was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right, guys, good night. I will be seeing you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.
Good night.
Stare at my kitten.